Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy Sunday to you all. Yes, it is that time of the week once again where we continue on with our discography deep dive of On and Off with the second mini album, the You Complete Me EP, and its title track, Complete. This is gonna be fun because for me, in terms of all of the On and Off title tracks, I think Complete is probably their most EDM summer banger type vibe song that they've done. Like, Popping is very summery, and Love Effect is also very summery, but for me, in terms of just getting that summer EDM banger sound right, Complete does it for me. And, well, I get to learn a whole bunch of brand new B-sides as well, so I'm very excited to get into it. So, here we go. Without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah! I probably should have had this prepared earlier, but I didn't. I'm very professional. I'm getting the credits pulled up because I definitely forgot that this was an album list and that's a little bit important. But I know that when it comes to On and Off, the music team is usually going to be the same. It's probably going to be a lot of Hwanghyun, but yeah, not too complex of a music team across the board. We are kind of using Genius because I think the album's too old for it. Oh, turns out there's a thunderstorm now. I thought it was just going to be rain, but now there's a thunderstorm outside. Hopefully our power stays put. But, you know what? Before we get rained out by the weather, let's just go straight into it. We're going to start off track number 1, titled Complete. Of course, we are very familiar with this song now. Produced by Monotree, written by Hwanghyun of Monotree. Here we go. And once again, I cannot attest to the accuracy of the lyric videos, but we're just going to run with them anyways. Oh, we don't need those captions. This pre-chorus, I think, is so well done because it creates the atmosphere of like this build so well. Someday you complete now. Like, is this not summer party EDM banger? You complete now. You make me feel complete. What a banger, what a banger. You make me feel complete. I feel like I'm not gonna have a whole lot to say about Complete just because it hasn't been that long since we listened to this. Did they ever make instrumental tracks for On and Off songs? Because I would love to know what just the pure instrumental for this song sounds like. Now. Crazy. You complete. Man, I just love the amount of power you get in that stop. and the re-entry into the chorus. It's so heavy, it's so sharp, and it just gets your attention so quick. Baby, it's the show. You make me feel complete. And honestly, a really good song as a concert ender, as like part of the encore set. It's like, maybe you special, you make me feel complete is such like a heartful message to have as part of like a finale, you know? I love it. It was very cool live. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But can't spend too much time on it because we have 5 new songs for me to check out. Track number 2, Fly Me to the Moon. Production, Monochi, written by Hwang Hyun and Lee Joo Hyung. Alright. These are now going to be new for me, because I'm pretty sure I haven't heard any of these yet. Ooh. Vocal chops, hello. It's not vocal chops, it's very filtered, but... Interesting beat. Ooh. Oh, it's kind of light on its feet. Oh, slow it down though. Hold on a second. Ooh. Oh, it's very pretty. Hold on. I guess we'll fill it in a little bit. Okay. From the top rope into the pool. Still one of my favorite things I think I've said on a video. Song's really interestingly balanced for me because it should be plucky. It should be light on its feet. But there's a kind of heaviness to it as well. That is such a tasty vocal section, by the way. That pre-chorus, the ending of it, oh. That little like warble effect too is really cool. You should get your high vocal moment, and then a little. It's almost borderline spoken. Another saxophone section? Y'all know how much I love a saxophone section. Wait, that's kind of cute though. It's cute and it's plucky and it's quite bright, but it's also got a lingering heaviness to it that's really well balanced. A little saxophone solo, I'm never gonna complain about a saxophone solo, and once again, it is kind of along the lines of that EDM banger, and you know what? Highly approve of that. Highly approve of that indeed. It's stylistically, in terms of like the synth sounds they've used, very similar to Complete, but I reckon that's probably going to be something that's common across the board on this album, because when you get the same music team across the board on an album like this, and I feel like On and Off's albums are pretty cohesive anyways, at least from the 3 that I've listened to now. Like, this is album number 4 for me, and I feel like even though you get some style switches here and there, you do get a pretty consistently cohesive album from start to finish. And I'm gonna hazard a guess, this is only a theory, that I could be proven very wrong in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes time, but that kind of tropical electro hybrid synthesizer sound, it works. Even on a song that isn't like as party beat, it still works. Very nice. And the nice hook too. I mean, I guess that's also kind of not enough staple at this point, but the hook is very good too. Keep her moving. Track number 12. This is Good Morning production, Mono Tree, written by Sogun and Nopari. Alrighty.
Good morning, good morning. Oh, 네가 있어서 더 좋아. 아직 가다 뜨지 않아.
It's a song in 6/8. And once again, it's a slow song in the middle of the album. So this is an on and off staple. Very interesting. The bubble popping sound in the background is very charming. The vocals too, nice and slow. Oh, it just gets that one extra notch brighter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's this kind of vibe, isn't it? Oh, Hyojin with the flip. It's very pretty. Hold on a second. And then we're back into the original key again. Really cool. I love that the chorus is in a brighter key. Because this already is a bright song. It's slow and it's soft, but it's still bright. But they take that brightness up another notch. Oh, vocalist Wyatt. Hi, buddy. Also, are y'all peeping the harmonies here? I mean, you probably all know the song already, but... And it's a nice quick transition into the bridge too. Stylistically though, it is seamless. Oh, and go super soft on the final note there on the run. Oh, again with the super buttery smooth vocals to finish. Song had a lot of really cool vocal layering going on, and honestly, stylistically is very much appropriately titled. I love how this does feel like a cozy morning in. It's bright, but it's soft, and it's nice and slow. It's cozy to listen to, and it's It just makes me all warm and fuzzy inside, and that's terrific. They're so good at what they do, man. Like, they're so good. And you know, like after you catch on to the fact that this is a slow song, I was a little bit concerned as to like what direction that slow song went. But the fact that this song starts on a very bright pair of songs, like Complete and Fly Me to the Moon. Admittedly, Fly Me to the Moon is, you know, that slower song. It's still very bright. So to have a song that suddenly goes into this really slow swing pace, da 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 da, you are really kind of limited as to what you can do to keep that cohesion there. Good Morning is the prime example of how that cohesion is done right. It's slow, it's pretty, but thematically, it exactly is what this album needs. And that's just very impressive to me. Shout out the music team and shout out the guys. Alright, next up, track number 4, 50/50. Production, Monochi, written by Hwang Hyun, Nobody, and So Goon.
50, 50, 50, 50, 50.
Ooh.
Feel good, oh yeah. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. 50, 50, 딱그 사이에 갈팡질
Oh, it's a little bit subdued, but it's got a pluckiness to it.
멈춰진 그때쯤 꿈도 더 잘하지 못했어 Where I am 불안해
Oh, the release is halftime. Hold on.
있는 듯해 Feeling good all bad 치우치고 싶어
Not the chorus I expected. Hello, rapper Minkyun. And another dose of Wyatt. Never gonna complain about that.
괜찮아 잘했어 뻔한 네 거짓말에 다 알면서도
And this song has got a very long verse and pre-chorus section.
나의 눈물 drop 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 한숨이 늘어간 그때부터 더욱 선명해지던 현실 Where I am 불안해
I was dead set on thinking this was gonna be in that quick pace that the song has. Was not expecting this to have this super long halftime feel. That's very cool.
날고 싶어 away away 아주 멀리 두려움 없이 널 만나고 싶어 저 넘어 경 넘어 또 다른 세상이 있는 걸까 내 품에 내 꿈에 더는 네가 없어 아무것도 없어 용기의 틈사
We're just gonna keep this going. Okay.
Here I am feeling good all bad 치우치고 싶어 한쪽으로 말야 뭐든 50 50 50 50 50 Feel good or bad 50 50 50 50 50
Lots of 50s in that, but whoa. You know what's really interesting about 50/50? And once again, it is extremely appropriately titled, but there's so much call and response going on in this song, and it's probably the most I've ever heard on an on and off song up until this point, which is super cool because for me, on and off have such unique vocals across the board and vocal colors across the board that whatever combination you decide to make, I think is going to be very tastefully done. And 50/50 really is kind of the epitome of that. That's very cool. Because I've been knew that On and Off can do the vocal harmonies very well because of the variety of vocals that they have on offer. But instead of stacking them on top of each other, by having them go back and forth with each other like that is such a cool thing that I kind of wish they did more of, because I didn't realize how well that they could do that, because I'm usually overwhelmed by the vocals to begin with, so I don't have the mental capacity to lock in on like, oh, what could have been, or what could this be like if it was A, B, C, D, what have you. So that's very cool. And I do like that we have gotten that energy back. It does have that EDM, big EDM influence once again, and yet it doesn't feel like too big of a jump back forward into the energy curve a little bit. That's a very balanced song that's very smartly written. Highly approve of that one. Right, track number 5, Incomplete. So, is it connected to Complete in any way, shape, and form? Let's find out, shall we? Produced by Simon Petren and Monotree, written by Simon Petren, Hwang Hyun, Iju Hyung, Song Go-eun, and Wyatt. Hello, Wyatt.
Hey, goodie. Hey, goodie. 난 항상 왜 여집합이야. 걔가 걔래. 어디 소문의 주인공이.
Once again, we're starting off low to the ground here.
정말
Quite subdued start.
이랬대 저랬대 하는 얘기들 하루에도 수백 번 웃음꽃이 피는 너희들 너와 다른 세상에 존재해 그대 너로 살아보면 어떨까 Hey 그대 모든 게 다르게 보일까 항상 왜
For me, this is like the halfway point between Complete and On Off. It's like, it's got the kind of movement that you get from Complete, but it's in a little bit more of a lower, subdued tone, kind of like from On Off. Again, lots of vocal pairing going on that's very tastefully done. Lawan's voice goes really well with everybody. Like, there's some vocal pairings that sound really good together, but Lawan just goes with anybody. That's really cool.
Far from there 내가 뭐래도 무시받는 몸이야 So 자꾸 난 몰라 뭐가 문제인지 yeah. 난 뭐래도 그들과 전혀 같을 수 없다는 걸 알잖아 What 분명 같은 행동 같은 표정 짓는데도 너랑 나 왜 달라
알아 내가 비뚤게 보는 걸 나도 왜
This bridge and final chorus is kind of blowing my mind a little bit because it feels like it lasts forever. I was wondering if we were going to get any more Lawan in this song. We're getting lots of tasty vocals here. Wow. Incomplete. Kind of a sleeper pick for me. That's cool. A lot of that works for me. A lot of that works for me. And once again, it's retaining that EDM consistency across the board, which is nice, but it's a song that does a lot, and yet on the surface feels very understated. It's like, what's a good analogy for this? It sounds very sophisticated. It's very clean, but there's a lot of stuff hidden away that just pops out. That's very cool. I love that. And honestly, I think Incomplete might be, for me, in terms of the B-sides, their best display of the all-around vocal setup that this group can do. Like, we got the harmonies, we got the unison, we got the call and response, we got the block rap verse from Wyatt, and you get the powerful vocals, you get the really soft vocals too. Like, that's, even though the title says Incomplete, that is very much a complete package in terms of the on and off vocal experience, and I like that. Ooh, that's a tasty pick right there for B-side of the album for me. Alright. Takes us to one final song on the album, 86,400. Interesting choice in the numbers. I wonder if that means anything. Somolneban? I wish I could understand Korean. I can somewhat read enough to sonically figure out what the words should sound like. Don't know what they mean, which really isn't a useful skill, but you know what? I'll look it up in my free time. 86,400. What is the meter here? Oh, it's just a very slow ballad. Ooh. Oh my goodness, love. Also, has my theory been proven wrong? Because we got the out and out ballad as the album finisher instead of in the middle. Or I wonder if it's every 3 songs then. I love that it's purely acoustic still. Vocal Wyatt. It's honestly like a guilty pleasure of mine with On and Off is the vocal Wyatt sections. His voice is, you know, no one else has that naturally low timbre in their voice like Wyatt does. And I think it just sparkles so differently on a ballad. I am transcending to a different plane of existence. Hit the vocal harmonies. it's so pretty. What? It's so pretty. What the hell was that? You know, when it comes to on and off ballads, I have been very clearly warned by many of the fuses in the comments sections of... Was it when we did Buy My Monster? And we were talking about... It must have been By My Shadow and that entire Beautiful Shadow album. Because, well, of course we have Breath, Haze, and Shadow on that album as the ballad. And then just having such a dramatic title like By My Monster, and we were talking about, many of you are talking about how they've done the dark and dramatic stuff before with songs like Moscow, Moscow, and Why, and how on and off ballads are a little bit different gravy. I get it. I get it now. And during the Nagoya show that I went to, their triple block of the ballad section, the 3 songs they did were Nishiojikan 24 Hours, Moscow Moscow, and Breath, Haze, and Shadow. Those were the 3 that they did for the ballad, but genuinely 86,400 might have just taken that top spot for me. This song is so pretty. It's got so much juicy, tasty vocal harmonies that just I cannot articulate how pretty they are. And it's not like you just get your sprinkling of vocal harmony in like the chorus and that's it. Nah, it's everywhere. In the best way possible. It's everywhere. I don't usually do this in album listens. I want that second chorus again. Just like, especially once when Minkyun and Lawn bring in that harmony to start, it just raps because it's just so pretty. Oh, it's so unfair. This chorus is so unfair. Like, Minkyun and Laon to start the second chorus in vocal harmony together is really pretty because you get Minkyun's very distinctly treble heavy twang in his voice. He sits up on that high tone, Laon takes that lower end, and it just creates this really nice pretty texture. But then you go to the second half of this chorus and you get Ishin and Yu. Instead of going top and like high and low, nah, they go middle and even higher, and it just like boom, it explodes again. It's like and once again, I think we talked about it a little bit in the on-off EP, but Ishin's voice, there's certain songs where that treble in his voice just twinkles a little bit differently. This is one of those cases. Ishin's treble in this song, especially in that harmony with you, is spectacular. And then it still has that vocal harmony, even though it's not listed. The background vocals definitely has that harmony, and for me, this bridge reminds me a lot of We Are the World, we are the children, we are the ones who make a better place, so let's talk, give, and that. It feels like the bridge from We Are the World, you know, like the 1990s, the charity song they made for the African famine. Just the effect that this bridge has, identical to the effect that the bridge from We Are the World has for me. Separation. And then straight into the there's like 13 different vocal layers going on in this final chorus, and just the evolution into it. You know, you get, who was it before? Was it Ishin? So Ishin's carrying this bridge forward, and then at the end of Ishin's section, we get a very clear separation in the main vocal line. Hyojin takes it away, that clean high tone of his, and then immediately we transition into unison choir, essentially, with just movement in the backgrounds from our treble boys, and separation. Hyojin carries the melody right off the trail end of it. Yeah, oh absolutely. Yeah, I can confidently say, like, 86,400 or 86,400 is, for me, as of this moment right now, my one top when it comes to on and off ballads. It's way too pretty. Like, I thought 24 Hours was gonna be up there and, like, maintain that. Nah, 86,400 is spectacular. I feel like I have just ascended. I am no longer here. Like, that is the song you hear when you walk through the gates of heaven, it feels like. It's so pretty. And it shines. It shines. Oh, my goodness. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun indeed. I mean, I figured these album listens were going to be a lot of fun, considering how much I've just been obsessing over On and Off in the last month and a half now, I think. When did we do the title track listen? I don't remember. But either way, yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying our deep dive that we're doing here. And of course, we continue on next week. Well, let's actually find out which album we're doing next week. I'm pretty sure it's We Must Love, right? We Must Love era? Let's see. On and Off. We are, I guess, well, there would have been an OST. We'll do all the OSTs together. The Japanese version of On Off, we'll do all the Japanese exclusive stuff on another day. Because 24 Jikan, 24 hours, is technically one of the next releases. But if we go in terms of Korean releases, yes, it is the We Must Love EP. And, well, we'll move on from there. So, this time next week, We Must Love EP. Keep your eyes peeled for that, fuses. But in the meantime, that is going to be it from me today. Thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today: let's work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness to maybe brighten up someone else's day today. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, you know that I will always be a friend, an ally, a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!